another team from our All-City family that appears to be headed towards the playoffs, the Denver Broncos, because they picked up a big win yesterday against the Indianapolis Colts. This felt like it could have been going a different direction, Bo, yesterday. They were actually struggling offensively early on. Indy had a lead, I think at one point by 10. It was 13-7, though, when early third quarter, when Jonathan Taylor just completely boneheaded move, fumbles the ball going into the end zone. Just one of those classic celebrating before you get in the end zone type deals where he just drops it. I will never understand it. Why it happens. It should just be ingrained in everyone's mind that you run it to the back of the end zone, then drop it. Like always. So he fumbles. That turns out to be an enormous play because Bo Nix was struggling. He had a couple interceptions in this game. So that really seemed to flip it. And then you mentioned it off the top of the show, one of the more entertaining plays of the entire day, Nick Bonito, just kind of a bizarre play call in that moment. Certainly one of those plays that when it goes horribly wrong, you question it. But for Shane Steichen to call that sort of double pass, it gets picked off. Nick Bonito read it perfectly and takes it back for the easy pick six. And that was the game right there. So the Broncos survived. They win 31-13 and they improved to 9-5.
Huge win for the Broncos. And it was kind of felt like it was handed to them from the Indianapolis Colts. That Jonathan Taylor play would have really put that game on ice, and it changed the complexion of things where it was 13-10 going in the fourth quarter. That thing could have really given them some breathing room, and then they just fall apart. And you give Bo Nix an opportunity who really did have a tough time with ball security yesterday, kind of starts to figure it out. And you've got the Broncos offense starting to kind of click before the end of it. Really unfortunate. That's the final nail, it feels like, in the coffin of the Indianapolis Colts, and continues to give a Broncos team that was riding all the momentum even more so to lock in a wild card playoff berth going forward. They're now at 9-5. It was the 31-13 final score, I don't think is kind of tells the story of the game. It was a lot closer than that. And I think Colts fans have to be sitting there trying to pick up the pieces because it really felt like that was a game that was winnable for them.
Yeah, I mean, the Broncos, they're sitting in good shape here. Technically, you can't even rule out the 5 seed for them, but they do. Lose the head-to-head to Baltimore right now. They're both at 9-5, but ahead of the Chargers now by a game, and pretty much comfortably in position to be in the playoffs, which is certainly a success story for them. Wasn't there over under before the season like 4.5 or something like that? It was a really low number. So credit to Sean Payton for the season that they've been able to put together. Crushing blow for the Colts, who are now the first team sitting on the outside of the AFC playoff picture.
We all silly like the mayor.